Hello all, here are the worked solutions to group work B3. These are all plane problems. So each sample gives you an example of how a plane is traveling relative to the air, and then that the air is traveling. So problem A says the plane is going on north 175 miles an hour, and the wind is going south at 37 miles an hour. So those two vectors need to be added together to produce the resultant final vector. So the question is, what is the velocity of the plane relative to the ground? So this would be like someone watching. So if the plane is moving and then the air that it is inside is moving, what is the final resultant of the person who's watching that's not in the air, like someone on the ground? So in this example, you go 175 miles an hour north and 37 miles an hour south. So the resultant vector is just these two combined together. And this is in the positive direction, and that's down in the negative direction. And so the resultant vector is just the difference between those two magnitudes. So the resultant vector is 138 miles per hour north. And here's the notation that's used for this problem. So Vp stands for the velocity of the plane, Vw is the velocity of the wind, and Vr is the resultant velocity. And this is the notation that's used for all of the problems in the next couple questions. Question B is similar in that it uses all of the same numbers, but the orientation of the wind is different in this example. So if the plane heads north with 175 mile an hour velocity, and then the wind travels east at 37 miles per hour, these two vectors are added together, tip to tail, to produce this new final resultant vector. Now, to determine the magnitude, you just use the Pythagorean theorem. So the plane's velocity squared plus the wind's velocity squared. That gives the resultant velocity squared, and you take the square root of that to produce this velocity, 178.9 miles per hour. And because of the significant figures offered here, you should round it to 180. So that's the magnitude, but velocity is a vector. It's got direction and magnitude. Oh yeah. So the direction of this angle has got to have you have to specify what angle should it be at and in which direction. So because we know all three sides of the triangle, you can use any of the trig functions. I used the sine trig function. So the sine of this angle is 37 over 180. And so the angle it's given is 12 degrees. So after you do the trig to determine the angle, we now have a resultant velocity vector magnitude of 180 miles an hour, and the direction is at 12 degrees east of north. So this was directly north. This angle right here is 12 degrees. So if you were facing north, you'd have to turn 12 degrees to the east, and then you would travel 180 miles an hour, 180 miles per hour in that direction. Problem C uses the plane traveling north again, but in the next part, you have the wind that is traveling with the same magnitude as it was before, but now the new direction is not in either the north. It's not directly on the coordinate system of north, south, east, or west. It's at an angle. This south of the coordinate system. So whenever you have a vector that is not directly in the coordinate system, we have to break it into its components. And so you can draw this vector of the plane heading north with 175 miles an hour. And the wind is traveling in this southeast direction. And so if you add the two vectors together, you know that the resultant vector is going to be northwest somewhere. But in order to determine the quantities, you have to actually begin using the components of each triangle. So the component of the wind, and then that will produce the components of the resultant. So break any vector that's not directly on the coordinate system into its components, and then you can begin adding or subtracting them. So the first components we're going to look at are the winds. So the wind traveling at 37 miles an hour at this angle, 35 degrees south of east. Here are the two components. That angle, you can solve for the velocity of the wind in the y direction by taking the sine of 35. Here's the angle, the opposite over the hypotenuse. That's this angle. So the sine of 35 degrees will solve for the velocity of y, the velocity of the wind in the y direction. So that's 21 miles an hour. So this opposite angle, this opposite side from the angle that we're interested in, is 21. Separately, you can solve for the velocity of the wind in the x direction right here by using this angle. This is the cosine. So the cosine of that angle is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. And so if you do the math to solve for that unknown variable, the velocity of the wind in the x direction is 30 miles an hour. And because you know that this is the only component that is in the east-west direction, this and this have to be the same. So the velocity of the resultant vector in the x direction is the same as the velocity of the wind in the x direction. So that's how you understand that the velocity, the resultant velocity's x component is 30 miles an hour. Now the y component, the resultant y component is how far to the plane, what was the plane's velocity north, subtracted by the y component of the wind's velocity. So those two are in the same dimension. They're both in the y dimension, but north is positive and south is negative. So we have 175 miles an hour minus 21, which produces a resultant vector in the y direction of 154 miles per hour. So this, I know this yellow one right here is 154. Now that you have solved for the two components on the resultant vector, now we can use the Pythagorean theorem to determine the magnitude of the direction. And because we know all three sides now, you can use trig to determine the direction from the angle. So after you have determined that the magnitude is 157, I used this angle right here to determine the direction. So the green vector, 157 miles an hour, is the hypotenuse. We determined the y component to be the velocity of the resultant vector in the y direction is this one, 154 miles an hour. So the sine of this angle is equal to 154 divided by 157. So if you do this math, you end up with 78 degrees. So this diagram is certainly not to scale, but the final resultant velocity of the plane relative to the ground is 157 miles per hour at 78 degrees north of east. The final question gives us two vectors, and neither of which are directly on the coordinate system. So you need components of each of them. So in order to solve for the magnitude of the resultant velocity, you need to take the y component of the plane plus the y component of the wind. And then separately, you have the x component of the plane, which is opposed by the x component of the wind. So the net direction will be west, but you have to subtract the velocity of the wind in the x direction from the velocity of the plane in the x direction. So to solve for each component, we use the angle that's given at the beginning. So I'm looking at this vector with the red hypotenuse and the two purple lines. So the red vector is the velocity of the plane. And the velocity of the plane in the y direction is, we can determine that by using the cosine. So this angle right here is 52 degrees. So the cosine of 52 degrees is the velocity of the plane in the y direction divided by the hypotenuse, divided by 175. So that's 108 miles an hour. To solve for the velocity of the plane in the x direction, we use the sine of this angle. So the sine of 52 degrees is equal to the velocity of the plane in the x direction divided by 175. So if you do this math, the velocity of the plane in the x direction is 138. Then you can begin looking at the wind's components. So the wind velocity is 37 miles an hour, but it is at this angle, 38 degrees east of north. So this angle right here is 38 degrees. And so we can use the cosine of 38 degrees to solve for the y component, and we can use the sine of 38 degrees to solve for the x component. So here are the two values. Then finally, the resultant vector is the sum of all of these components together. In the y direction, it is two things added together. In the x direction, it is the plane's x component minus the wind's x component. And so the velocity of the resultant vector in the y direction is 137 miles an hour. So I broke this into its own components. So now my final resultant vector also has components. So the resultant y component is 137 miles an hour. The resultant x component is 115.2 miles per hour. When you use those magnitudes, you can use the Pythagorean theorem to determine that the resultant vector is 179 miles per hour. After you've determined the magnitude, now you know the length of all three sides, 137, 179, 115. So if you're trying to determine the direction that this magnitude, that this vector travels at, you take the sine of this, I pick sine, but you could pick any angle. You could pick any trig function. The sine of this angle is 115.2 divided by 179. So if you do the math for that, you end up displaying that the angle is 40 degrees. So this angle right here is 40 degrees. And if you consider this yellow dotted line to be directly north, that means that the resultant vector is 40 degrees west of north. So that's the final answer. The resultant vector is 179 miles per hour at 40 degrees west of north. Those are the plane problem sample vectors. If you have questions, you can see me outside of class. Otherwise, good luck preparing for your test or quiz.